Hey there everyone, and welcome back to the series Facelift, the series where I go around and renovate each and all of these terrible preset builds that EA gives us. So here we are with Brookside Bungalow. This episode is going to be split up into two parts because I took my sweet time with this one, and it was going to be like 40 minutes long. So so in this one we're just going to be doing the landscaping, the exterior, and the bottom floor of the house. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and we're going to hop on into the before pictures. So am I the only one that gets a kick out of that music I play for the pictures? I just feel like it's so, I don't know, it just gets me hype. And every time like I go to record it, and I always watch the video right before it plays and whatnot, and that way I know what I'm talking about. But anyway, every time it plays, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for this. Yes, I don't know. Anyway, welcome to Brook Bungalow. I know I said Brookside Bungalow in the intro, and that's not what I meant. So, Brook Bungalow, here we are, changing a lot of things about this house because okay, honestly though, I will give it to The Sims for this one because it actually is not that bad as far as the interior goes. The exterior definitely needed a little bit of help because it had like that poo brown with the white, and I was like, what's going on here? So yeah, we definitely fixed that up, and I think it looks way better than what it was for sure. Again, just keeping the aesthetic of the home along with the rest of the neighborhood and the street. This house, this lot in particular, is actually just so beautiful, and I hope you can see that in the screenshots. Like, you can see the water in the background. I just thought it was so nice. But yeah, you can see right next to this lot, you can kind of see a glimpse of it. There's a spa that I placed. I actually need to replace it back with the house that comes on there, because I'm pretty sure there's a house on that lot like originally. I actually started this series in one of my during one of my gameplays, and yeah, and I had placed that there just because I wanted to use the spa, and so now I'm kind of regretting it because now I have all these builds in this world where it's like, okay, well, I'm missing one of the houses, but we'll fix it later. I'm not worried about it right now. Just trying to put in a green roof, but that didn't look good because I liked the green shutters, and it was either that or the blue ones, and I went with the green, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do like a green roof with green shutters, but of course we can't do that because they don't match. So yeah, then I tried to recolor these columns, and there wasn't a color to match the green, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go with something completely different. So I know I usually say, try not to change too much about the houses, only realistic renovations, and I feel like the columns are a little unrealistic because in my head, if you bought this house for real, you would just like paint them, maybe not like knock them down completely, but to each their own. Maybe the people, if this was a real house, maybe they really hated those columns and they just tore them out, and they're like, we're spending thousands of dollars on this instead of doing other things with our money, like saving for retirement. Anyway, just adding a little bit of trim underneath the what is that called? The porch? Yeah, the porch. We can all agree on that. and just giving a little bit more detail to the house. I definitely think this house took a complete 360 turn. 360? I guess that doesn't really work because then you'd be coming back to the same point. Anyway, okay, it took a 180. All right, how about that? We good with that one? So it took a 180 for sure, and I'm actually really impressed with this one. It took me a lot longer, so that's why this particular build is going to be split into two parts, like I said. I don't know, I think maybe the landscaping took me a little bit longer than usual, and you'll see I definitely went a little ham with that, so apologies, but at the same time I think the landscaping was worth it because I think it looks really nice and I think it looks really traditional. So yeah, I'm really proud about that for sure. So yeah, now we're just starting in the landscaping. I kept it all very symmetrical, and that's something that I normally don't do, but I just felt like this house is very symmetrical in itself, and I kind of wanted to keep that theme going with the landscaping. Not that I'm any kind of landscaper. Is that the technical term for somebody who does landscaping? If you're a landscaper, let me know if that's what you call yourself, or do you call yourself a gardener? Because I feel like landscaper is a thing. Okay, pardon me. It's like 1 in the morning right now, and I'm sitting here filming my voice, and I'm tired, but at the same time, I was like, I don't want to go to bed. So, yeah, here I am. I sound like I'm, hyped up on coffee, but really I'm not. I just like slapped my face around a little bit and I was like, I'm gonna do it. And so here I am, extremely pumped and probably very annoying. So I apologize for that. But nonetheless, here we are, about to finish up the landscaping. But yeah, so I hope everyone had a great new year, good Christmas, happy holidays, to each your own, whatever you celebrate. I hope it was a good one. A break nonetheless, right? For all of us college goers. It's just been terrible. I don't know about any of you, but for me particularly, the fall semester is way worse than the spring semester. And like, I don't know what it is. I think maybe because you came back from like a long summer break when you go into the fall semester and it's like, you're not used to it. I don't know. But to me, I always feel like I struggle a lot more in the summer, oh my god, in the fall. But we'll see next fall because I plan on taking summer classes this year, and yeah, we'll see how that works for me. I'm probably gonna hate myself for it, but I'm trying to move on with my life, trying to get out of school. So I think we're about done with the landscaping. Yes, okay, so here we are just deleting everything. But yeah, like I said, I didn't have a big problem with this house. Actually, I felt like the living room was very nice, even though here I am like just destroying it all. But nice! It was nice nonetheless. And the only complaint I had about this build, especially on the bottom floor, was the fact that it had, or the kitchen was in its own separate room, and I guess I'm just so modern. I don't know. I like that open floor plan, just like everybody else. So, yeah, I changed that. I knocked down that wall. Let's just pretend it wasn't a low bearing wall. I'm sorry, I must get really annoying with my realism in all of my builds. I don't know, I just can't fathom a house that's not realistic. So this one was a tricky one for me, but let's just pretend for all intents and purposes, however you say it, I think that's it, that this is not a low bearing wall and we can do this. So yeah, now I'm just carrying in some wallpaper, I kept the floors the same because I liked it. I actually came in and I liked most of the house, to be honest. I really didn't change anything as far as the interior goes, except for, of course, destroying everything. I actually went with white appliances this time, something that I don't normally do, but I thought it was nice because it kind of went with the wooden accent on the wall. So I thought that was a nice touch. Adding in these cabinets from cooking. What am I saying? The cooking stuff pack. You know what I'm talking. Cool kitchen, something like that. Is that what it is? I don't remember. That one. That definitely came with it. The cabinets, anyway, and they don't match with the bottom ones if you don't know. But for me, it worked, so I went with it. And we're just adding in a little island because you need an island. I don't know about any of you guys if you have islands at home or not, but I find it particularly hard to work in a kitchen that doesn't have an island. I don't know why, but an island just is so important to me at this point. I guess maybe because I have one in my house and I've just been so used to like cooking on the island. Like I literally do everything on the island. I would eat at the island if I could, but my house isn't set up like that. Anyway, I actually didn't decorate this one as as intensely. God, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. But anyway, this one is not decorated as much as I normally do, just because I don't know. I wanted to keep it a little more simple. Because I know a lot of people have different tastes, and that's what's hard about these renos is, you know, obviously these renos are surrounded around my tastes and preferences, and they might be completely different from, you know, your tastes and preferences. So I try to keep them as generic as possible. I try to keep them very how do you say, like, I don't know, something you'd see maybe in a magazine, because I feel like, you know, you see something in a magazine, it looks good to a lot of people, it appeals to a lot of people, so that's what I tried to do. I tried to keep a lot of neutrals in there, as you can see with this rug and dining set. Nothing too crazy. Every so often, as you've probably seen and noticed, I throw in, you know, some oranges, because I feel like that's a nice pop of color for people who are a little bit more nervous about color. Especially me. I'm a very neutral person, so decorating these homes to a neutral type is not hard for me at all, because that's what I normally gravitate to. So yeah, we're just adding in some paintings here, just trying to give it a little bit more color on the walls because they're a little bit dry. And yeah, adding in, okay, so I try to do something fancy here with these little butler's carts that we got with the vintage glamour set. And I was gonna put like a shelf, as you see me putting it. I was gonna put a shelf in between and like make this weird table thing. I don't know, but it didn't work, so I went with this instead. Totally different, but I thought it's nice with the little. What are those flowers? I love those flowers on top of the vanity thing, but I don't know what they're called. I don't know. If you know what they're called, let me know, because I really want those like in my wedding or something. Not that I'm getting married, but just like for future references. I want to know. And just throwing in some, always just throwing pot plants everywhere. Like, if you don't know what to put somewhere, just throw some pot plants there and, like, call it a day. That's my method, anyway. Because I'm not creative at all. I'm kidding. I can be creative. It hurts my little brain, so I typically don't. Just finishing this guest bathroom. Yeah. Not much to it, really. I actually put the little light fixture above the sink. I normally like don't do that. I don't know why, because that's such a common thing, you know, to have. Look, see right here, prime example. Didn't know what to put there. Pot plant. Anyway, what was I saying? I forgot. Anyway, so New Year's Eve night. This is a story. I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with The Sims, but oh, there's Humphrey. This has nothing to do with The Sims, but last night at New Year's Eve, there was a possum in my boyfriend's parents' garage, and it was the scariest event of my life. And it was like the size of a small child, and I thought it was going to eat my face. But I just wanted to share that with everyone, so you know, if you live in Texas, beware. There are possums the size of children, okay? Just hiding in garages waiting to scare the crap out of you. So yeah, fair warning. Anyway, here we are in the living room. I did that same thing with the stone in the columns. I thought that was a nice touch. With the bookshelves that I love so much and I use way too often. They look like built-ins to me, and that's why I like using them. I don't know. They make it look really classy, so that's why I go with them a lot. Added in a piano because I felt like this is the type of home that would probably have a big white grand piano in it. Even though those are really expensive. Like, if you have ever looked into buying a piano, like, just don't. I mean, because unless you're like a millionaire. I'm kidding, no. But they're pretty pricey. We actually have a piano at my house. But the only reason why we have that is because my mom found it for free. Because, look, we cheap like that. And, yeah, I learned how to play the piano, actually, on my own. Not very well. I could only learn, like, you know, a song at a time because I don't know really how to read sheet music. But, you know, try my best. Do what I can. But, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this part is only going to be the landscaping and the downstairs. So we are actually, once I figure out and make up my mind on a rug here, we actually should be close to the finish line. So I think I'm actually going to cut this short because I'm just a rambling and I know my voice is probably annoying. So yeah, I'll let you listen to that bomb music and I will see you guys in the part 2 of Brook Bungalow? Yeah, that's it. Alright, bye guys.
Keys and crates.